So that brings me to another subject, and I guess it's going to come up anyway, so I'll start the conversation about a little broadcast on Sunday night about something that was going on in this county. CBS aired a show about what Palm Beach County has been doing, and by also talking about what our governor has been doing with respect to the vaccinations of our population. And I, for one, and I'm sure there will be others up here who will comment on it one way or another, felt it was very one-sided. I felt that it ignored what this body here has been doing through this pandemic. And I'm never going to say that we were perfect. I'm never going to say that this couldn't have been done better. And certainly, as Ms. Blakeney said today, 386 days of this, we're getting weary of it. But I think the fact is that this county has stepped up with the help of the state and the federal government to attack this disease. And the vaccinations certainly could have been done more efficiently. We're never going to say that this was the best job we could have done, but I think that the decisions that were made, whether it was with Publix to be the distributor to the mass population, or the decisions we made after that point when we identified the weaknesses with the network of Publix not being available in the western part of the state, and some of our minority communities not getting access to the vaccine as readily as we hoped, that this body made the decision to work to get those vaccines out to the western communities, into the inner cities, into the minority communities. All of that seemed to have been ignored by that article, which seemed to have had one objective, which was to paint the chief executive of this state as being manipulated by a contribution to his campaign, which I think is patently false. Every one of us sitting up here takes contributions. That's a part of being up here. That's how we get elected. We need money to promote ourselves and so that we can get elected. We don't make decisions based upon how much money that is sent to us. Is not a pay-to-play state. I'm getting emails now because of that article complaining that we make decisions based upon pay-to-play. And I think that narrative was patently unfair. I read Mayor Kerner's note, and I think that I'm not going to say it was intentionally false, but it intentionally left half the story off the table. And I think this county can be proud of the way that it has stood up to this virus. I think that we have been well served by this governor and by the Director of Emergency Services that have worked with us through this pandemic. And every time we've identified an issue, they've worked with us to deal with it. And I think that even our federal government, anything you want to throw at them as far as the past administration, as far as what they may or may not have done in the rollout of this vaccine. The fact is that a vaccine was out there the moment that it could be approved, that the decision was made to manufacture millions of doses of a vaccine way before it was tested, way before it was approved. And so that gamble paid off. And I think some people forget that. And the fact that we are as far ahead as we are today, 386 days into this disease, is a matter that we should all be very, very secure in, that people made good decisions. Not every one of them was a perfect decision, but we made good decisions. And I think that the article and the way that CBS dealt with this county was unfair, and I think they owe this county an apology, and I think they owe this state an apology.